Good afternoon on what is a warm, bright and breezy day. It is Wednesday the 2nd of April. I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea. And a package to unbox. So let's get this open. And let's just start with the cat. And what I've got in here is, I've actually got a new Ultra Flare flash drive. That doesn't interest you, but this will, When the Moon Hits Your Eye. This is the latest novel by John Scalzi, who is best known for the Old Man's War series. So, it is a dream, a nightmare, or the end of the world. One day, suddenly, and without explanation, the moon turns into a ball of cheese. For some, it's an opportunity. Maybe you think Wallace and Gromit there. For others, it's a moment to question their life choices. How can the world stay the same in the face of such absurdity and uncertainty? Astronauts and billionaires, comedians and bank executives, professors and presidents, teenagers and patients at the end of their lives. Over the length of an entire lunar cycle, each will get their moment in the moonlight. To panic, to plan, to wander, to hope, to laugh and to grieve, all in a kaleidoscopic novel that goes to all places you'd expect and to many others you never anticipate. How could you come to terms with the bizarre new normal? For the people of the Earth, this could be the end or the beginning of a whole new world. And this is from the Hugo and Locus Award-winning author John Scalzi. When the Moon Hits Your Eye, it's an entirely serious take on an entirely unserious subject. Yes, so I've got a list of, there's the author's bibliography. And then preface, hey kids, let's learn about the moon. So we've got basically a Q&A or a frequent asked questions section about the moon, and then we switch to day one, which takes up at Wapakoneta, Ohio, the Armstrong and Air Space Museum. But it's a sort of thing where it would happen, where someone with a telescope would suddenly notice, hold on a minute, the moon has turned to cheese. And I mean, almost like, the beginning of films like, Armageddon, or, Asteroid, or whatever. That kind of great disaster kind of film, which begins with someone making a discovery and then going, oh no, that's a comet coming towards us, or, that's an asteroid, etc. So let's just have a look. And yes, what this is doing is essentially you are seeing the phases of the moon go through the book as you proceed. And this is going to be very sort of like, it looks to be fairly light and easy. Scalzi is not a particularly challenging author to read. It's essentially very readable. And even we get to that, a very simple one-day kind of chapter, and I won't ruin it at the very end. We've got the afterword and acknowledgements section about the author, and his own back cover blurb with all the covers of the Old Man War series. I do recommend that. It's actually a really good read. If you are a fan of Robert Heinlein's work, Starship Troopers, it's an interesting, essentially, approach to that novel. It's about again, it's about what are your commitments to society. It's certainly under the changed circumstances of that novel. But this, I'm actually looking at this as thinking, okay, is this as simple as go, oh, okay, the world has changed, the moon is now cheese. Is that a metaphor or an allegory or something for our weirdly changed times? Well, I leave that for you to decide. It could be, if you wanted it to be. But anyway, so as they say, prepare for the impossible. Yes, okay. When the moon hits your eye, expect the unthinkable. Yes, but there's a lot of people thinking the unthinkable these days. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. In the meantime, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, typically a role-playing game or supplement, but in this case a novel by John Scalzi, which I will unbox and talk about to the best limits of my knowledge and ability, for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the like button, the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.